Throughout the early 1900s, folding cameras were very popular. This one, however, is just a little bit older than all of them. This is the Folding Pocket Kodak No. 0 from 1898. Wait, whoa, what? 1898? This thing's from 1898? That's pretty old. The Folding Pocket Kodak was introduced in August of 1897. It was marketed as one of the first pocketable cameras ever. So this is not actually the first camera to have a fold-out bit at the front, but it is the first one to be really made mainstream. It is, of course, produced by Eastman Kodak Company and was widely used as the inspiration for almost all other cameras that look like this. It gets its name because of its size. You'll notice that compared to, say, a brownie camera, which is basically a big box, this camera is relatively slim. Supposedly this is made to fit in your pocket. I don't know about you, but my pocket is not this big. Maybe things were different in the 1890s, or maybe they're just lying. Now, the reason this camera is able to be so thin is because it folds out. When it folds out like this, you get the distance from the lens at the front of the camera all the way back to the film at the back of the camera. This means that the light has enough room to travel so that it hits the film with the right size. Now, of course, the camera is calibrated so that the distance the front of it expands is exactly the distance it needs to be away from the film to get the perfect focal point for your pictures. Let's talk a little bit about the design of the camera. Cameras like these, made by Kodak, were often called red bellows cameras. This is because of the very distinctive red leather that was used as the sort of accordion-style extender thing called a bellow. The front of the camera looks a little bit like a face. We have a hole in the middle. That is the lens. We also have these two things that look like eyes. These are the viewfinders. One of them for taking portrait mode pictures and one of them for taking landscape. You actually don't look directly into them, instead you hold the camera around your stomach and then you peer down into them and many things appear. There is no focus setting. You cannot change it. Fixed focus. That's why it comes out this far. The only way to change the zoom is by going like this. That's how you zoom in. That's how you zoom out. The only thing that you can change is the aperture. This is done by pulling on a little tab off to the side of the camera ring, which pulls across the lens a different sized hole in a punched piece of nickel. Along the side of this, we actually have these two little nickel-plated stands. What this does is it allows you to set the camera up on a table so that you can have a picture taken remotely. This is best done by tying a string to the shutter and then pulling on it. Oh, hello. On the top of the camera, we have our winder here. This is for advancing the film. And on the other side, we have a little notch, which allows you to change the film and whatnot. Now, this camera is the first generation. This is the iPhone 1 of cameras. So, needless to say, it's not perfect. When you fold in the hatch at the front, you get these weird gaps. That's not a part that's missing, that's just how it's designed. Later models actually had a flap to cover that, but not on this one. So the camera takes 12 pictures on one roll of film. Pictures are of size 2¼ by 3¼ inch. When this camera was new, it would have cost you $10. That might not sound like a lot, but thanks to our old friend inflation, that's approximately $280 in today's money. So that's all we have for today's video. Next week, we're going to be taking a look at a smartwatch that doesn't have a screen. As usual, make sure to follow me on Twitter @LukeMiani. Also make sure that you like this video and share it with all your friends, and don't forget to subscribe for more videos from me every week. I will see you guys next week.